Welcome to the Pulse of HR with your host, practitioners Angela Hooper Minifield and Robin K. Butler. Curating conversations from the heart of HR with honesty, equity, accountability, resiliency, and transparency.
Hey, welcome back to the Pulse of HR. I am so excited to be here today. I am Angela Hooper Minifield, one of your co-hosts and HR practitioner, and I am here with my girl, my friend, my sister, my soror. Look, I could just let's call them all up, right? Look, Dr. Robin K. Butler.
Yay! Hey, everybody. We are so excited. Thank you, Angela. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time coming, but we're here.
Words cannot say how long we've been talking about this. So first, we just gonna take our licks real quick, right? For those of you who have continued to download and listen to episodes, a year or so ago recorded, we get it. We have been MIA. We own that. We respect that. Life has been busy, a lot of good busy, a lot of just busy. But nonetheless, we are excited to be back. And we are, as we sometimes say, new and improved.
Yes.
And, whether it's the pivot, it's the reorg, it's a whole lot. But we are here. And so we are just really happy to be here. And we give you our word. We will not take another extended hiatus.
Yes. It's time for the upgrade and the up level, right? So here we are.
That's right. So Robin, this first episode back, how about we just start off and just tell people, remind them, why was the Pulse of HR even created initially back in 2020? It's hard to believe. It's almost been 4 years. And, what was it that we were hoping to do with it? So I'll let you start off.
Wow. Just like the intro says, Angela, we were wanting to be able to curate conversations really from the heart of HR, with both of our backgrounds being similarly situated in HR. You've worked more in the federal space, I've worked in the private sector, and we thought that we could bridge our experiences and really bring something unique to our listeners, where they could really understand. We have talked about a myriad of issues and concerns that come up, and I think just being our authentic selves and showing up in that space to share those experiences, to give some insight based upon relevant issues. We wanted to talk about things that were going on, things that were practical. So, tips and tools that we could give to those that want general information, and then also we would pivot in our podcast, remember, and we would actually serve those who were in roles like ours. And so it was really just to have some honest conversations about things that were going on. So I can just reflect on several of the topics that we covered early on and throughout our journey when we first introduced the Pulse of HR. And so it was really just to have some authentic conversations to, empower you and equip you for your next level. So yeah.
Yes. And I think the other piece that we both felt was really important, as now both being business owners,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the services that we offer is often to small businesses, even sometimes entrepreneurs, people just getting started out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where do those people go when they have they just want some guidance or quick, unofficial, because of course we're always going to say speak to an attorney
Mm-hmm.
for real legal advice or HR support, but just some general knowledge and awareness so that they can be more educated.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've both witnessed so many people make what we would call preventable
Mm-hmm.
mistakes, right? Things that, had they just taken a small course or listened to one of our episodes, they could have avoided.
So true.
And so we wanted to also be that place. And, because as you're growing, our business owners are their own HR departments.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
whether it's working with the independent contractor, it's hiring someone part-time, it's even working with the intern, there are still some standard procedures, protocols, and things that people need to do and should do to, again, as we like to say, lay a solid foundation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because even recently, about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, I spoke at the New Jersey Bar Association's Solo and Small Firm
Mhm.
training and CEU Day. And the reason why I was invited, because again, a lot of these attorneys are very small. They have their own firms. It's a handful, maybe two, three lawyers and some support staff, but they're making mistakes. And these are attorneys, mind you, right? But again, we think that because a person is in the field of law, they know all the laws. But if they're not doing employment law,
Mhm.
they are, sometimes can be saying inappropriate things in the
Mhm.
workplace and get themselves in trouble. So I just say all that to say that was another facet of what it was we wanted to be able to do. And
Yes.
then, of course, we loved hot topics.
Yes. Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah, and give our spin, our thoughts on some of
Mhm.
those things. And I see us moving forward. We definitely want to do more of that because the topics have been really good lately.
Oh, yes.
Not
Oh, yes.
necessarily good in a good way because folks
Yes.
are got clowning,
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, yeah.
and we need to see who we can help because some people hear some of these stories and they can't figure out, well, what did they do wrong
Mhm.
or what could they have done better, and I think we'll be able to add that.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. So just our spin, as we would call them, the hot topics, but the heart topics.
Exactly, our
They're
hard
they're
topics.
hard topics since they were coming from us. But yeah, it's a lot of times, us being able to provide a level of insight, um, you know, with things like you said, the business owners, because they don't know. I mean, I've run into, just as you have, many business owners that just are not aware. They want to do the right thing, but they don't know. And if they don't have someone that's leading and guiding them, they just know they want to have a business. They want to hang that sign on the door and they want to do business. But then those pieces, those intricate pieces, when it comes to human capital and what you do, the do's and don'ts, that's where so often they're just like, I messed up. And so, yes, Angela, I love how you said that because we kind of help them get away from that. We help them to get off the ledge, right? Because, I can just remember one of my clients said, oh, you just helped me to get off the ledge because, hey, we've heard you don't know what you don't know. And I
Yeah,
just really believe in many instances with business owners, people are not just trying to do things and do the wrong things, but when we hear them, it's like, oh no. So just that awareness that we're able to provide. So yes.
yes. And so one of the things, I'm sure they've already seen, but the big updates to the Pulse of HR is we are now on camera.
Yes. She got me here, you all.
Now, and so as you get to know us, you'll know, look, we're a good mix. One of us is a little bit more glamorous than the other. I ain't gonna call no names. So they'll get to know us. Look, I was gonna call it. I had to run in and at least put on some lipstick. I said, "Oh, I ain't even put on nothing. Look, I'm around here today." But we committed to, you know what? Instead of just being the voice in the ear,
Hmm.
we'll still have, the availability to listen to the audio. But for those who are visual, as I
Hmm.
actually am, and they want to see who are these women and what in
Yeah.
the world are they talking about,
Yeah.
and once people connected, as they get caught up in, our smiles and our laughter and our other facial expressions that'll come up as we talk about some of these issues, we want people to really get to know us, Robin, because you talk about, the heart of HR, and HR is all about, caring for those you serve, caring for people.
Hmm.
And while you can hear what we say, we want you to see what we feel as well.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that, as the saying goes, the good, bad, and the ugly, right? Like there'll
Yeah.
be sometimes y'all will see us be like, no, they didn't. Oh my God,
Hmm.
please say it ain't so. And we want you not only to hear those words, but feel it in our heart because we also feel troubled.
Hmm. Yeah.
Workspaces are not safe and conducive to a healthy environment. And I think the more people, whether they're an HR practitioner, they're a small business owner, or they're just somebody who enjoyed some of these topics and want to learn more, we want to be able to bring you into our homes.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
literally right now, you're in Robin's office. Beautiful, isn't it?
Thank you.
You're in the second bedroom in my apartment, which I done kind of turned into a quasi office. So, I put a little futon back there so I can sit down, see where you got the husband. My husband was nice enough to get me this paddle recently. Do you know now? Even though I've been married, so now we totally off subject already. Like we gonna do a lot. Do you know, Robin, that even though I've been married 19 years, my husband and I both been Greek the whole time. Like I've been, adult of 37 years. That it wasn't until I saw the paddle that he had for himself that I realized we had the same line number.
Wow! Are you kidding me? So what's your line number?
We both was on small lines, right?
Okay, so that is so funny. So you know what, Angela? That's something else we have in common. So my line, Tim, of course, pledged. You all both pledged undergrad. We both
No,
pledged grad chapter.
Charles actually pledged grad chapter.
We did pledge. Okay, so but interestingly, Tim is the tail. His line only had 10. Mine was a line of 41, but I'm the dime of my line. So we both have the same line number too. So the tens and the fives. Interesting. Look at
Isn't that
that.
funny? But yeah, so when I saw his paddle and I saw the five, I was like, I want one. He was like, well, I actually got you one made. And I said, oh,
Oh, nice. Go
yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, so it's just funny, but yeah, but we say all that to say we're bringing you guys into our homes with us,
Mhm.
and now one of my nicknames, we'll just put that out there in case people don't follow me and they may not know, is also the Queen of Plains. Some of our other communities have dubbed me that, so I say all that to say you might not know where you're going to be recording with me and
Yes. Yes.
what the background's going to be, but the reason why I tell you that is because that means Robin and I have also made the commitment that travel or whatever, we're going to get these episodes done.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to be able to get your dose
Hmm.
of the pulse of HR and really begin to just dig into some of these hard topics. And so we say all that to say our email is still pulseofhr@gmail.com. Like feel free to email us questions. If you want to be a guest, we would love to have you. But again, you got to come on camera with us now, right? Like we're doing a whole new thing. You're gonna love it. And you don't have to be an HR practitioner. You could be
Hmm.
somebody that feels passionate about a topic. Like, what are some topics that you would love to have us, begin to discuss, Robin?
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to say out the gate, identity, because I think that is one of the topics that, I've really started to really peel back the onion on. And I would say it happened before the pandemic, but we really started to hear a whole lot more about it because everything that we thought was, I'm going to use the word normal,
Mhm.
kind of was shaken up. And so, some of us lost our footing. And it's like, how do you reinvent yourself and what does identity look like? So there were, it didn't matter where you were, what your social economic status was. That pandemic impacted you some way. And so it had some of us walking around as imposters, like, what do I do? And then some of us, myself included, started to feel like, okay, well, do I really know this? Am I a fraud here? What's going on? And in the midst of the pandemic, I transitioned out of corporate America, to taking a layoff package. And here we go. It's like, what are you really going to do next? And so I think that identity piece is important. Just general leadership topics. I think,
Yeah.
you do a whole lot, Angela, in the work of Supervisor 101. And, we both, I jokingly say, Gary Smalley has his book, The Five Love Languages. I'm saying now, leadership is our love language, Angela, and I can say that between both of us, we really have a heart and passion for leadership and wanting leaders to lead the best way possible. And so we kind of blood, sweat, and tears is what we do because we really pour all of us into that. So I would say general leadership topics and just the things that are coming up that would probably be centered around the hard topics and relevant HR issues that are going on that we want to bring to the community. But I just think, leading in general, that identity piece, management skills, I think emotional intelligence to me continues to be a big one as
Yes.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, I would, things I hear a lot in some of my workshops, trainings, and speaking events is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health is a
Yes.
really big one. Psychological safety,
Mm-hmm.
political savviness.
Yes.
You
So
know,
true.
If
Yes.
you
Yes.
can't figure out how to navigate, and you don't have to be in politics
Mm-hmm.
to need to understand the dynamics and what's happening in your industry, your environment.
Yeah.
But those are some topics. I so often hear, I'm a little, I hate to say this out loud, but it's the truth that some of our HR practitioners are not honoring some of the discretion
Mm-hmm.
and tactfulness skills that to me are necessary to one to be in any type of career where we handle people's PII, personally identifiable information.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think just topics like that. But I just say all that to say the sky's the limit.
Yes. Yeah.
And so while we know some of the things that are important to us and what we're hearing and reading, I think it's really important that we hear from you all.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though, going back to what I said at the beginning, we have not made a new episode for over a year. I don't even want to know the real date. Some of y'all probably gonna tell me because we get messages. The people put our flyers on milk cartons and text us and let us know they think we're like missing.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, what's important to you?
Mm-hmm.
At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, there is a reason why some of our episodes every week still get downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things we've talked about before, we'll come back and revisit. Regulations have changed, laws have changed. Another topic that I'm hearing a lot about is neurodiversity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Often in the DEI space, we're talking about race, gender, sexual orientation, age, but we're not talking about neurodiversity, which is, people's mind, the diversity in processing
Yeah.
and thinking.
Oh yeah.
AI in HR is huge right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Companies are coming up with policies to manage this. So when I tell you HR is like at the heart
Yes. Oh,
of
big time. Big time.
everything, right? And I'm laughing because I didn't even realize it, but look what the cup I got today on my desk.
Oh wow. Wow.
Equity
Wow.
in HR now more than ever. I bought this at last year's SHRM conference. I saw it and I was like, I don't use a lot of cups, but if I'm aware of use something, I want the message to resonate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so you might see us with some other branding things, some of our own, some of other people. But nonetheless, if you see something here, you should know it's because we feel strongly about it. So,
Yeah.
but when you were even talking about identity and I saw that, I looked down, I said, that is so funny that I didn't even realize I brought this cup in here for today's recording.
That's good. That's so good. Yeah. And to echo you on that whole neurodiversity because both of us, Angela, are disc consultants, and I talk about and introduce diversity of thought. And what I
Mhm.
love about that, because of the neurodiversity piece that you just introduced, and I think that is such a great topic to explore, and in fact, I did this workshop this past Monday, and I said, let's begin to look at diversity from the lens of what we don't see. So if
Mhm.
our vision is blurry, we don't have our contacts and we don't have our glasses on, right? What is it that you don't see? And so I love that neurodiversity piece because you don't see that, but diversity of thought and what we can introduce is so important because I won't. It's like, okay, well, I want to be mindful of this and what I see, but I think it's those things, like you said, that are beneath the surface that are just not easily identifiable. So I
Yeah.
I love that neurodiversity piece. Yeah.
Yes, I often say in my DEI trainings that we can talk about the visible all day long, but let's not ignore the invisible
Hmm.
diversity, because I have seen where people have gone into a room and looked at it visually
Hmm.
and said, "Oh, this room has no diversity; it's homogenous." You are so incorrect. You are so incorrect, right? Like, let's just keep it real, because I've said this before in this training. Sometimes I'm in my own family reunion and I wonder if I got dropped off with the wrong family.
Hmm.
So the diversity of how we move and navigate and thought and experiences is so great that even with my blood,
Hmm.
I can feel like I don't belong. And then
Hmm.
again, right, when we say DEI, we go and add DEIB,
Hmm.
the belonging piece. So
Hmm.
diversity is real and it already exists.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so the diversity piece, while we can always still do better, in some of the areas, don't lose sight of the fact that diversity is everywhere. So, like I said, it's just so much. It is
Oh
so
yeah.
much that we
Oh
can.
yes. We could talk about that topic just for several episodes when we really dig into the power, or the dynamics of diversity, because yeah, that piece, what we see is one thing, but what we don't see. And so, because what's invisible is still invaluable.
Oh yes, I love that. You hear that, everybody? That's your nugget today. What's invisible is still invaluable.
Hmm.
Well, Robin, like I said, I am so excited that we are back.
Yes.
And, I see some amazing opportunities, not only for us to add value, but for us to learn, right? So,
Yes.
like if there's some things we're not talking about, and you want to be the person to bring that out, like again, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media. We may even step out and get bold and get a Pulse of HR Instagram. Who knows what might happen with us? Look, and I'm saying this about two people who, while we use social, don't use social, if you know what I'm saying. But we just want to make it easier for people to reach us. We really
Yes.
do, to
Yes.
connect and just to be a part of our family.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. So, yes, I echo you, Angela, wholeheartedly. I'm so excited that we're back. We're here. Because at the end of the day, at the core of who we are as practitioners, our goal and desire is really to add value to you.
Mhm.
So that's ultimately who we are, and what we want to do. And so if it's not adding value, then what are we doing it for, right? And so we know that, we really want to be able to get that message across to you, and how we add value, and how we continue to grow, how we continue to build. So we're excited.
That's right. That's right. So good to see you, my sister.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and like we said, it's good to be back. So consider this episode 1 of the new and improved Pulse of HR, or we can call it the Pulse of HR 2.0, whatever name you want to give it. But we are back and better than ever, and looking forward to having a great opportunity to grow and share with you. So again, stay connected, share it with a friend. We promise we won't let you down. And I guess, Robin, as you say, curating conversations of the heart.
From the heart of HR, with honesty, equity, accountability, and resiliency and transparency, equipping you, empowering you for your next level.
Thanks, everybody. Until next time.
Bye. Welcome to the Pulse of HR with your hosts, practitioners Angela Hooper Minifield and Robin K. Butler, curating conversations from the heart of HR with honesty, equity, accountability, resiliency, and transparency.